Hi everybody, welcome to another episode. It's yet another book review. Right, so today we're doing a book review on Stay With Me by, give me a moment, AYOBAMI Adebayo. I hope I'm not butchering your name. If I did, I'm so sorry. So she's a Nigerian American writer, if I'm not mistaken, and she wrote this beautiful book. It follows a couple. I think they had an age difference, but I would consider them a young couple. And then they're based in Nigeria, and obviously there's glimpses of the Western side of things, and then there's also the traditional side of things, African ways of doing things. So this couple gets married, they love, they come from polygamous families, and they both promise each other that they don't want that for themselves. So anyway, it goes on for 2 years or so. The wife could not conceive. So it's Akini, the guy is Akini, and then the lady is Yedije. So it's Yedije and Akini. Right, so Yedije doesn't have a family. Akini has a family. His father, his mom, whatever, his brother, he's got a family. They tried to conceive, they could not. So his mom steps in, Akini's mom steps in, and she's like, well, he needs to take a wife. Akini knows that he made a promise to his wife, so he doesn't tell her. One time, a lady comes to their house, then Yedije is told that Akini has a new wife, and Yedije has to be excited about this. She is so mad because her husband didn't tell. He was already married by the time the husband comes home with another wife. Crazy, right? So their relationship, the way it was presented, I was shocked. It was like, what? Why are you not saying anything? So I didn't understand until later on what was going on. Anyway, so they have now, it's a family of 3, but this wife is really just there because she needs to give Akini a baby. Akini doesn't love her, okay? So the book goes on. Yedije gets desperate. She needs to conceive so that her husband can stay with her and not leave her, right? Because once this other wife conceives, then it's a problem for her, right? So she tries everything Western, it doesn't work. She goes to a man. So her and her husband didn't believe in the traditional ways of doing things, so she didn't tell her husband. She comes back, she goes to the man does some traditional things, they dance or whatever, and then she goes back. The man tells her that she's pregnant no matter what, whether she's had sex or whatever, she's pregnant. Right, so she goes home, she's pregnant, she tells her husband that she's pregnant, but her husband is like, you crazy, you're not pregnant, how are you pregnant? I haven't touched you in months, because they were not in good terms. But when he says that, as a reader, you're like, I guess that makes sense, but he was way too confident. For me, at some point, I'm like, why so confident? I didn't know what was going on. Anyway, he's sure that she's not pregnant, and it appears that she had false pregnancy, pseudo something, if you know the term, you know it. Yeah, anyway, she is distraught, mental health. Eventually he gets her to go to a doctor, psychologist and a psychiatrist, so they work on her. Eventually she knows that she's not pregnant. And then one time his brother emerges out of nowhere, so he's visiting them in their house. Yedije and Akini's brother end up sleeping together. So they sleep together, and out of nowhere, Yedije is pregnant. As a reader, I'm like, wait a minute, is it the brother's kid? Okay, so it appears that Akini had spoken to his brother about this, so they made an agreement that he would go to his house a number of times, help his wife conceive, and then the wife would think it's Akini's brother. I don't know why the wife never questioned, because she never questioned that. All she questioned and didn't say anything. I don't know, women can be strange with these things. But anyway, she conceives, but the problem is that Akini doesn't tell Yedije that there's this agreement. So I believe it's supposed to be open, and because his ego is going to be hurt, so he keeps this information away from Yedije's Yeah, DJ has her first child. It's a girl. Everyone is happy. It's such a merry time. Unfortunately, she just dies suddenly, right? Very painful for a person who's wanted to have babies, right? See, she's got some condition, blood cells grow a wrong way, right? So she conceives again. So and she ends up basically having an affair with her. In her head, she's thinking that she's cheating on her husband, but her husband is not saying that. No, I actually know what is going on. Anyway, she conceives again. She has a son. He lives until he's old enough to talk and go to school. They're very excited, but she's still scared. He unfortunately passes away again. Right, so the third time, when her son passes away, she's already pregnant with her third child. So when she has a third child, she's literally checked out as a mom. She doesn't want to get too attached. She loves her child, but she doesn't want to get attached. So we see glimpses of just what women go through with pregnancies and the anxiety, especially when you lose babies and you've been working hard for the babies. Anyway, she has the baby number 3. She's lost the baby number 2. Her husband is supportive. He's there, everyone. But her mother-in-law now tells her son that he needs to take another wife because his wife is obviously cursed, basically, because her children die. She's not meant to have children that live. See how cruel that is. So this mom is meddling. It was the first time she meddled with their business, and then the second time she's doing it, and she's not supportive at all of this young lady who needs support. Anyway, so her son told her, no, you've ruined my life enough. I'm not taking another wife. Anyway, the mom is very angry because the son is not respectful. Boundaries, toxicity, tradition and culture. Anyway, so he doesn't take another wife. They raise this child, and then one point they're traveling, the child gets sick, and then Akini is very scared because he's with the child at the time. His wife was attending a wedding at some other place. So when the wife hears that the child is sick, she's sure that she's gonna die. The child is a girl, so she's very sure, 100% sure that the child is gonna die. She's very sure that the child is gonna die, so she just disappears, tells Akini that she's never coming back. Years later, she finds out the child didn't die. She was attending a funeral, Akini's father's funeral. So yeah, she reconnects with the child, light at the end of the tunnel, I guess. But I feel like the tunnel was way too long. Sometimes this thing of there's light at the end of the tunnel. The tunnel is sometimes very long. It's like years until she gets her happy ending. So she had started a life. She's living a very beautiful, rich life. She's reconnected. But my takeaways were tradition continues to be a problem in culture, both tradition and culture. I've always felt like there's good things about tradition and culture. There's absolutely horrible things about tradition and culture, and I don't think we talk enough about these things. Especially when it comes to women, if a couple cannot conceive, then it's assumed that it must be the wife in traditional African areas, and sometimes, not even sometimes, that is very harmful to think that it's the other person. And if a couple cannot conceive, why are other people in their business? Why are people asking people about whether they're gonna have a baby or whatnot? This is a conversation we've been having for a long time. And also, I like that the author touched on mental health, and she highlighted her going for therapy sessions and psychiatry checkups or whatever, and taking medicine. I like that part. It touches on the history of Nigeria. You know, Nigerian authors, they will teach you about their history. So it touches on that as well. So all in all, it's a beautiful book. In terms of conceiving and involving the brother, I guess tradition is doing good there. They want to have a baby, they might as well do it that way, but she should have been told at the same time. So there's lies and there's deceit as well. So sometimes we look at relationships from the outside, because I was sure that they are a great couple. Even myself, I was like, yeah, they are great. But when you go in, even though I was in their lives because I'm reading with that perspective of knowing what is going on, but at the same time I didn't know because he lied to her. And when you read further, you notice that he actually chose her purposefully because he knew that he had a dysfunction with his manhood. So that as well sometimes we think we know people, but we don't really, and we think that someone loves us, but they have their own motives. Yeah, anyway, so we have this man who also feels like he's not man enough because he doesn't have the ability to satisfy his wife in ways that are intimate beyond, you know. Yeah, it's a beautiful book. I gave it 4 stars because at some point I was bored. I remember being bored a little bit about just where the book was going, but otherwise it's really amazing. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I would definitely recommend this one. It's amazing, easy to read, the language is easy, no big unnecessary words, so we love this one. All right, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I love you so much. Bye.